What's going on, everybody? It is S.E.T Media back in the building with another one, man. You got Key in here, your favorite big four-headed YouTuber, man. And I'm back with more for y'all. Tonight we have the Whatever Podcast, man. Had a panel full of girls. Brian cooked the girl so hard she cried. It was a funny show. We gonna get into it. But as always, before we do, man, make sure to hit that like button. Helps the channel out tremendously. Appreciate y'all support. Let's get into the video.
Back to you.
Me?
So you gave yourself a rating of 10. So do you consider yourself the most attractive girl at the table?
I'm like myself. Everybody's beautiful in their own unique way. I'm not gonna.
Cop
Women
out.
get scared to say that.
Well,
Women
that's
get scared to say that.
Well,
No,
that's
no,
messed
but
up to say. But
you're the only
I love
girl-
myself, and I.
You're the only girl who said you were a 10. So are you?
No, I mean-
But you gave yourself the highest rating at the table. Do you think you're the most beautiful girl at the table?
No, I think they're all beautiful in different ways than me. Like I have black hair. Like you got the beautiful red hair. You got that. Everybody just looks very different. Oh, everybody
So
just looks very different.
They're on your level then.
I think I think they rated themselves very low compared to what they should be.
None of them are more attractive than you, though.
No, I think that they're more attractive in different ways.
More attractive in different ways?
Yeah, like we got a blonde, we got everybody different, you know?
Yeah, but being blonde in and of itself is typically...
Maybe it's just me, but where the natural baddies at? Like, Whatever be bringing on a lot of these plastic OF girls. Like, so if you want to talk about baddies, you got to remove them from the conversation. If you talking to me, I ain't gonna lie.
not going to be sufficient.
No, well,
to-
they all look good. It's just that we all are different people, and beauty is subjective. So me saying I get like lots of hate. I get told I look ugly all the time, but I'm so used to it. I've been doing social media since I was 14.
Okay.
Like I'm very used to it, and I understand.
Wait, you get told...
I'm a lover of all shades and shades, types, and sizes of women, but natural beauty is just always gonna do it for me. I don't know. Call me crazy.
You're ugly all the time?
Yes, and I get called fat. I get called ugly, and I mean I'm not mad. I don't listen to it. I don't really care if people want to hate on the
But
way I
I
look.
mean, it seems like you're actually receiving, albeit insulting feedback on your looks. So the 10 rating, let me ask you a question. If you were to be rated by, say, a group of 1,000 men, what do you think the average rating would be for you?
So I think that I have some features that are considered conventionally attractive and some features that are not. Like I'm more hourglass, but then obviously some men prefer like thinner women. Some men don't like, I have a big nose. I have a very big Polish nose. And like some people don't like that. Like that's something I get hate on a lot. And I mean, I'm not gonna, it's all subjective. I think probably
Is
they
it?
would say yes. But I'm not gonna lie, like I do feel like I get hit on a lot. I feel like I would get rated okay. Like I think I'm more attractive than
Are we arriving at
average.
an answer soon, or?
like an 8 maybe.
Okay.
But I think that many.
Why do you think there's a difference between what you think? So you think you're a 10, but
Yes.
the average of what 1,000 men would rate you is an 8. Why do you think there's a difference there?
Because not everybody likes the same thing.
Right, but this
Like-
would be the average. So in this cohort of 1,000 men, there could be some men that
Yeah.
rate you a 10.
And some people are like, oh, I only date blondes, so you're a 2. Like everybody likes different things.
You know, does that really exist?
Yes.
I
mean, it's subjective.
Well, hold on. But so let me ask you a question. A guy who only dates blondes, do you think he would prefer to date a woman who's facially beautiful but is a brunette versus an ugly blonde woman? Which do you think he would rather choose or date?
The attractive one, the brunette one.
Well, then based on this, it's clear to me that being blonde is not enough to shift the needle.
Yes, but I'm saying like, I mean, it's not real. Like, it's not like we're all ranked. There's no like objective number that all of us are. It's all subjective. I like really ugly men. Like I love an ugly man with a big messed up nose.
I love big
Yes,
noses.
a big messed up nose. And all my friends are like, ew, why are you dating that ugly man? I'm like, well, he's a 10 to me.
And some girls are not lying when they say that, right? There's always going to be a girl who doesn't like the conventionally attractive type of man, who's not into a Chad. There's always a girl who's serious when she says she likes that dad bod. Like, they do exist. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. But if you going off average, speaking in general, yeah, the average girl the girl walking down the street, she's gonna probably want to do it in shape. She's probably gonna want to do it over 6 feet. She's probably gonna want to do who's conventionally attractive. So I say that to say, don't let a girl like this hype you up, thinking like, oh, everybody's just gonna love my big nose. Like, nah, bro, there's somebody out there for you, but just know you gotta find your tribe.
Like, it's all, there's no objective.
Well, hold
number.
on. But you said he's ugly.
Yes, but,
So-
but like, I like ugly men.
No,
That's
but
a 10.
how are you able to come to the determination he's ugly?
Because people want to call him ugly. People like, all of the boys I've dated ever, people are like, oh, why would you date him?
But you get a lot of negative comments as well telling you're ugly, so why aren't you ugly then?
I'm ugly to some people.
But
I'm
you
not
call
ugly to
another
myself.
man ugly because other people telling he's ugly, and you say
I mean,
a lot
listen,
of
just
people
'cause-
calling me ugly, so why aren't you then like a 5 or a 6 instead of a 10?
Why are women delusional?
What is attract? What is it? What
Men
are
are also
ugly
delusional.
qualities to you as compared to attractive qualities? Like when you date an ugly man, what is ugly about him that's like undesirable, but you get over that?
It's not undesirable. It's just that when I think of the word ugly, I think of, because it's all subjective. For example, I have a big hump nose. Some people don't like that, but I figure that makes a man a 10 to me. I like a big
tell you what else
nose.
is big on
And
it.
so, like, it's all just like, I'm not going to lie,
Respectfully.
beauty is subjective, and a lot of the ideas of where we get beauty, like the ideas of beauty are like, at least we're in America, it's like American standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the blue
that's
eyes,
true.
the blonde hair,
But standards are
I don't
made
think
because
that's
a lot
true.
of
I don't
group
think
of
that's
people
even-
find the
I don't
same
even
thing
think that's
attractive,
close to
right?
it.
Standards are being made because a lot of people find the same person
No, that's not
attractive,
true,
the same
actually.
features,
In
right?
different country, you're right. In different country, the beauty standard can be so drastically different. You can rate someone a 1, and in China it would be a 10. Seriously. So
There's no
the
objective.
That's why I
difference
said
in
I'm a European,
Africa
too.
is
And,
different.
like-
Wait, hold on.
same.
You're saying like a woman who's a 10 in China is going to be a 1 in the U.S.?
I mean,
that could happen, yes.
Even
And
though, wait,
the
hold
reverse
on.
can happen too.
But hold on. So, you aren't aware of the phenomenon that white men in Western countries tend to lean towards being white. White men actually tend to assess Asian women as very attractive.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
well, that's true.
very.
But what I'm saying is that there exists, like, the beauty standards are different. A lot of women are really popular here in America. You guys treat as actresses in our country. When we were growing up, we're like, what? We would never like even pick her out of a street. That's our perception. So when I come to US, I realize, oh my God, like the big ass is in. Like in China, if you have big ass, you get lipo. Like it would be like the skinnier, it's like this little, like chopsticks. So it's like so different, drastically different. you
And it
know?
changes by decade.
She's not lying. She's not lying. Look at Asian women traditionally have always had a petite figure. Like even the ones that for Asian Americans, for example, or just Asian folks that have migrated over here, like, yeah, look at their silhouette. It's not the curvy hourglass, P-shaped, slim in the waist but fat in the booty. We that's not really traditionally been them.
It's too.
He's so different. Yeah. If you look at the portrait of the Ming Dynasty, like women are beautiful, like very curvy, and they have like no chin because it was like very wealthy looking. That's beauty, and it's different. at
Because
different
they were
time.
natural back then. Now we go to the plastic surgery because
No,
we
it's
are
because
insecure.
the standards are different now. It changes so much. Everything changes like that.
And like, I mean, I think it's kind of a little bit disrespectful to call me delusional because I'm addressing
Yeah,
the
you're
fact
not
that
delusional.
most men, not everybody thinks I'm a 10 because, listen, I think I'm a 10 and you asked me what I thought. You didn't ask me what everybody else thinks. And so,
They throw that word around so loosely, and I think it's because they know it just triggers the girls. Like, they call them delusional for their takes. Like, oh, what do you mean? I'm crazy for thinking and feeling how I feel? Like, yeah, it's an easy way to get an emotional female emotional.
you're not going to change
If that's
my
what you look
opinion
for.
of myself by being disrespectful to me. And
Well, I don't think it's disrespectful if you're
You do this a lot.
actually delusional.
You literally is a 10 to a lot of Chinese men. Why? Because first of all, your nose is really tall.
Oh,
in
no, yeah,
China,
I go like
people
that.
would
Yeah.
put so much stuff to make their nose tall. And the reason I realized that is when I was younger, I watched a TV show. This actress
was
has
not the point.
really tall nose. And then I was just thinking, yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting. I just think you're a 10, and I think
Is a
you're not
10 a
delusional.
person who has no room for improvement?
no, no, I do have room for improvement, but regardless, I still love myself at all times.
That's great. I think that's
Wait,
awesome.
did you say you were going to be better looking in 10 years' time?
Yeah, but I mean, I can
20
still.
years' time?
How do you figure?
I mean,
Or I forgot your answer. Just
you
what
didn't
was
ask me the
answer?
20 years. I mean, probably I would look older, but like I think I'll probably look good for like a older
But so
lady.
will you be better looking?
No, probably
at-
not.
No, 38. Or sorry, you're 21.
30,
Excuse me.
20.
Will you?
Any 38 can compete with the 28-year-old. Like, I mean, even if you're talking about dudes, like, yes, I understand, you know, men age like wine, women age like milk. I get that whole additive. It's just that, you know, aesthetically speaking, once you get older, you're in fact that you're older. Like, I don't think that youth or age can compete with youth, you know, in that sense. I think you're always going to have the edge just by having some youth.
You'd be better looking at 31 as compared to now at 21.
I think yes, because I'm starting my career out. I'm making more money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to get more cosmetic procedures. In the next month, I get like my whole body done. For the most part, not a BBL, but
Well, one thing though. So if you're going to be better looking in 10 years' time, how can you possibly be a 10 now? If you'll be better looking, because 10 is the top you can go. You can't
Well, I
be
mean-
better looking than a 10.
I love myself right now, and I would be completely fine
Mm-hmm.
like if I just stayed like this the rest of my life. I'm a very confident person, but it's like I can still. I'm always, and also society is always changing. So like for example, like you look at the beauty trends of what women look like, however many years ago, the little thin eyebrows, all that stuff. It's like it's constantly changing. Like you might like the clothing and everything changes, and in 10 years it could be completely different. And I think I'll look good for that time.
She's not lying, because they're saying now that the trend is for these people that can afford it, obviously, to get their BBLs removed. So yeah, I mean, while it's been the trend for years to get that exaggerated, super big 2 basketball size booty, I guess now it's kind of reverting back to natural, slim, petite size, because the people who can afford them are getting their BBLs flushed or removed.
Well, I have another question then. You said you're going to be getting how many plastic surgery procedures are you getting?
I'm getting lipo in my arms, and I'm getting 360 lipo, which is your waist. And I already have a very small waist
Why?
because I want to. I feel like, you know, like when you play video games and you have like the character and the skin, you save up, you get the skin, you like upgrade. I'm like, oh, like this will be like, I don't know. And also you have to think I probably make more money. Like, I mean,
Okay.
maybe not.
So you're getting lipo.
But I do-
You're getting lipo in the arms.
Yes.
Lipo in the belly.
And I'm getting a small implant put in.
And she's excusing it as a probable investment. Like, girl, just say you don't like your body as is and you want to make adjustments. You want to tailor the body God gave you. Just say that. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, own up to it. Be judged for whatever decision you make and choose to make, as you should. But let's not be dishonest. Let's not just say, oh, it's just because of this. No. You don't like what you got now. You want to make changes. It's okay.
And
It's your
then
business
hold on.
investment.
Hold on.
Kind of, yes.
Hold on. Well, in addition to my other question, again, how can you possibly be a 10 now if you need to get these cosmetic surgeries?
No one said I needed them. It's just
Well, you're
like
getting them regardless.
Well, I am in the adult industry, and
Mm-hmm.
I probably would make more money if I was like a lot of. That's a kind of a big thing, and I'm not.
So
gonna look
what will
pretty
you be?
natural.
So okay. So but these procedures are going to improve your looks.
Yes,
So then what number will you be after the procedures?
I will always consider myself a 10. I do what I want with the way I look.
But how can, if it's increasing your physical attractiveness,
Bro, you
wouldn't
getting all
you
down
be-
these specifics. You want me to say I'm like a 9?
I don't care what you say,
I
it's
really don't
just-
care what you think about how I look.
That's fine.
I think
you're
the
not
question
I
isn't
don't care
about
that you
your
don't care.
self-perception. It's more about like,
And looks are always they're supposed to be subjective, right? My type might not be your type, and vice versa. But when they ask these questions, I do think it's funny how triggered the girls do get when, you know, telling somebody that their subjective opinion on their looks needs to match what that person sees and thinks. Like, okay, you think you're a 9, but you can't tell me I have to see you as a 9.
The free market doesn't think you're a 10 is what he's saying.
And
Well,
I think that's
no,
wrong.
exactly
I think
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
delusional. I think he's wrong because he's not thinking about other market. There's American market, there's Chinese
She
market,
lives
there's
in
all
the
kinds
United
of.
S- you live in the United States.
She's a public figure. OnlyFans is everywhere, right?
You
You
think,
get
just to
traffic
be
everywhere.
clear, you think she's a 10 in Korea?
She can be a 10
I'm
to some
fat in
women.
Korea.
You're beautiful. Yes.
I'm fat in
Yes.
Korea. I'm fat in a lot of
Why
Asian
are we just
countries.
like debating her looks?
Yes, it's kind of like why, like you really, like you can, like listen, you can think I'm not a 10. I don't care. Listen, I don't care. And I really don't care what you think about, but I think it's so crazy to get on a podcast and
Yeah.
debate how a woman looks.
I don't, well, I'll tell you why it's important.
Why?
And let me also
Womp,
just,
womp.
Well,
I
why
don't
have we
care.
spent 20 minutes, like 15 minutes
Yes.
talking about
No,
this?
no,
So
I
you
think,
let's-
girls, I think you're feeling the wrong way. To be, no, not the wrong way you're saying or her answer or anything. Don't like come after me. Jesus Christ. You're saying, why are you viewing the point of view, la 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 la, etc., etc. Are you alright?
Well, it's kind of like stressful. You're getting me on a podcast to debate how I look, and I've already said I
No,
don't.
no, no. We talked about like
Can you
a
just
man's.
stop
And it's a
talking?
little bit stressful.
what?
And I'm not gonna lie,
Don't
you're
tell
kind
me
of
to
being a
stop
dickhead
talking.
right now.
Who the fuck are
Can
you?
you give her some tissue paper, please?
Yeah, go get it then.
I'm
Jesus
good,
Christ.
but it's a little bit overwhelming having a full table of people. You do social media, and I do social media. I'm on live every day doing all my social media, but it's overwhelming. It is overwhelming, and you're kind of being a dickhead because what did I do?
well, I thought you didn't care. I mean, how,
Well, now, I do think it is a very vain question to ask women. You know, well, vain, and I think it's a little bit silly to ask women what they think about themselves, what they would rate themselves, have them give their answer, and then combat their answer. But to their defense, Brian, whatever podcast, they ask the same question almost every panel.
I don't care, but it's overwhelming.
That's badgering.
it's not bad.
And you just want to
so
keep
we're
talking about
having-
it over and over again for God knows how long. How much longer you want to go on about it? I don't give a fuck. Call me an 8. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the fuck you want to call me. I already said that I think I'm a 10, and this discussion is really pointless.
Well, it does have a point. So,
Okay, well,
the
I guess
point?
I'm ugly then.
I
I,
think
don't
what
care.
he was trying to say.
well, how
is-
about you
is
let
just-
me make,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I've been
I'll let you
interrupted.
speak for
I've been
yourself.
interrupted like 3 times in a row. I'm trying to make my point, but go ahead. Go ahead. Make
I'm
your
gonna,
point.
I'm gonna let you speak
No, go
for
ahead.
yourself.
Go
Let the
ahead.
man speak.
I just think that he was trying to say if you think you're a 10 now, that if you're getting work done, then isn't there room for improvement? He's not saying that you're
Yeah,
not
but I-
beautiful. You are beautiful.
No,
Yeah,
I already, I
that's
get the
same
point
thing
he's
I
trying to
wanna say.
make,
She's beautiful,
but it's like,
that's just a-
but it's like I don't know, like Kylie Jenner, all these beautiful women, they you can say they're a 10 and they can still go get stuff done.
Kylie regrets it though.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what-
think they're beautiful.
Nah, and he low-key does cook them with that point every single time. And my stance on this might be different from yours or, somebody else's content who you might watch, but this is the opinion of Key alone. I don't mind when women be like, oh, I'm a 10. Like, okay, well, rate yourself whatever you feel like you want to rate yourself. That's your opinion on yourself, right? That's me. That's how I feel. But when you say you're a 9, you're a 10, you're damn near maxing out the scale, right? Where's the room for improvement? So you're perfect. You're a 10 out of 10. No improvements can be made. You are the epitome of beauty right here, sitting in my face. Nothing else about you can be enhanced to make you more beautiful. Oh, okay. I just want you to. I just want to clarify what you're saying.
Guess what? It's so subjective. Like
Exactly.
Can we let
Right,
him make his
so-
point?
Okay, so you take issue with me using the word delusional, so let me just provide a definition. Characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary. So, or having false or unrealistic beliefs or opinions. So, I think the reality is there's a lot of women who come on the show. By the way, we ask this question every single
I'm
show.
very aware, and you always do that.
No, don't always do it. I mean, if a girl gives herself a 7, or even if she gives herself a 7, but she's not a 7, I don't really push it. But to say you're a 10 is to say that you are on par with the most beautiful women in the world. And I'm not sure I'm prepared to I'm not really sure I'm prepared to accept that.
some men will think she's more beautiful than the
I don't
most
care
beautiful
what-
person.
Like
in
I
the
said,
don't
I
care
like
what
ugly
some
men. I would.
men think.
Listen,
I don't
who's
care
some-
what some men think.
Who's some of the most attractive men you would ever see? I would turn them down immediately over like some like mid white boy. Like that's just how it is, and it's subjective.
Well, it's not subjective
like-
because you've just made a categorization. So you said there's beautiful men and there's mid men. Why are you able to make an objective determination about someone's physical appearance, but you can't do that to yourself?
She didn't make an objective judgment. It was subjective, right? You think someone is ugly, it's subjective.
She said there's beautiful men and there's mid men. That's a categorization.
Yeah, she categorized it in her mind. She thinks he's ugly, and someone thinks she's beautiful. It's in his mind. It's by a different person's standard.
She's saying she likes to date those men
Yeah.
who she's made a judgment and a
Yeah.
determination on that they are less physically attractive by some sort of objective metric.
That's not
conventionally attractive.
Right, you might be attracted to men, but for other reasons. Like maybe he's got a good personality.
I date these broke men. I'm not in it for like literally like I'm so not. It's just it is about the personality, and I don't care. Like just because I say they're ugly doesn't like maybe conventionally speaking they're considered ugly, but not to me.
Okay, so
And I literally it's so like, dude, like you're literally.
Again, to that point, she's not lying. Some females do kind of, their attraction does fall outside of that conventional metric. Like they might be all right with a dude with a big nose. They might be all right with a dad bod. Like, but in general, it's a safe bet to assume that's most females aren't going to want you to have a big nose, dad bod, all type of abnormalities or just things that fall outside of being conventionally attractive.
On a podcast debating a 21. How old are you? 21? I'm 21. You're debating a 21.
how is that relevant?
Because it's your grown ass man.
What? And you asked to be on the show.
Yeah, this is a show about dating relationships and how women and men perceive each other and
Yes, but how long
themselves.
have we been talking about this? A very long time.
The podcast is 6 hours or whatever. We're just filling time here, having a discussion.
Okay, well, I'm over it. I'm done.
I think it's just a matter of opinion.
It is a matter of opinion. That's what I've said the whole time, and you're going to say
And
I'm
I don't think you should let it get to you.
I don't want to argue
You're
my
doing
opinion.
great.
No. Hold
You're
on.
literally pretty for a living.
Yes, that's the good point.
Well, yeah, but you might not be a 10 for a living, but you're doing great. You shouldn't be emotional. You're doing all right.
No, I'm not upset.
Your looks are the center of the subject for, I would say most of your life, most of your existence, your looks are the center of the subject. You get paid off of your looks, right? You got OnlyFans, you model, right? So your looks are always the conversational point, the point of reference. So you should be used to people. As crazy as it may sound, or as mean or heartless as it may sound, she should be used to people throwing around comments about her looks.
I'm upset because, listen, I'm an emotional person, and it's just a little bit overwhelming.
I think
that's
beauty
fine.
is in the eyes of the beholder, obviously.
exactly.
I've got
But I
honestly,
think if you are making categories
Oh my God.
about men, what you are saying, you are right. You have to be honest to yourself as a woman. In what category do I fail in?
bro, it's crazy to me because like women are super picky and you guys literally have laundry lists of like what a guy has to meet physically, personality wise. You guys have lists of what a guy has to bring to the table. But when guys start talking about like, okay, here's what we want, and whenever it gets into the realm of physical appearance, which by the way, women care way fucking more than men about this shit. I guarantee you go on a fucking dating app, y'all are swiping no on 90% of the dudes without reading their fucking profile. Instantly, you look at the first photo, mid, don't
That's
like
true.
it. Y'all are
Well, to that point, I would say kind of for women, it kind of goes a little bit past looks. Like, what type of photo did you take in that profile photo? And I don't want to get sidetracked here, but yes, we're all a little bit superficial when it comes to look, but I would argue it actually falls on the men. Men are a little bit more superficial than women, I would argue. Yeah, she has to have a certain shape. She has to have a certain skin tone. We want her assets to be a certain shape or size, whereas women will kind of overlook looks if you're funny. They'll kind of overlook looks if you got money, if the vibe's nice, right? You can't be as cute as a turd, but you can be a decent looking guy. There might be better looking guys out there, but hey, bro, that personality a 10. You can pull something nice like that.
way
with you at all.
pickier. Y'all are way pickier about looks than
Yeah.
men. So I'm not going to take this like, oh,
Again, how did you take
Oh,
that
this
pic?
is
Did
like
you have,
misogyny,
Like,
man.
the weird in the bathroom photo selfie going on, or was you outside posted up next to a nice car? Did you look like you was somewhere tropical having fun? Did you show your lifestyle off a little bit? Did you have nice clothes on? Come on now. A lot of dudes is posting up weird in the bathroom. You're not gonna get no likes like that.
men are like, well, why do they care so much about looks? Y'all care way fucking more about
It's
I
okay
agree.
that you
I
care about
agree.
looks.
I agree.
It's
Y'all
okay you
care way fucking more about
We
that
care.
I
shit.
definitely agree with that.
And so I'll tell you exactly why it matters
Yeah.
and why I push back on what I view as women having an overinflated sense of their own physical attractiveness. So let me start by asking a question. Do you think that there are men out there who think that they're more attractive than they actually are?
Yes.
Do you think there are men who think they're hot shit,
Yes.
but they're not?
Yes.
90%.
So that's you.
Womp womp.
But so I'm
don't
sure
really
you
care.
object to men who think who's super fucking cocky and who think they're hot shit and think they can, get all these girls, but they don't. Right?
Yeah.
But somebody thinks you're that much and more. So
Yes, exactly. It's
You know
like-
who they
I'm
are?
not saying there's going to be guys that are attracted to you. That's
Yeah,
not what I'm
yeah.
trying to argue here. But like, if you can say that there are men out there who think that they're hot shit, but they ain't nothing,
But guess what? I'm not mad about them saying that. I feel
but
like
you
a
might
lot-
say they're delusional.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I don't know. It depends. Because a lot of them, like, maybe I don't like them, but like there are other women that do. There's a reason they're like that.
Actually, I would say that, so
Like,
most...
listen, I'm in college. Do you know how many boys that I have to deal with that?
Actually, I got to push back on this specific thing too. So I would actually argue that in terms of what men will find attractive, men have, in terms of what they deem physically attractive, men have a much wider margin of like women they'll find attractive. Like I would say most men find most women attractive. Most women definitely don't find
That's true.
most men attractive.
That's true.
And this is why you have average women who think they deserve the fucking world. They're mid chicks who deserve like a top tier dude. You don't.
And what's wrong with
average
that?
women deserve average men. Average men deserve average women.
Guess what?
And what's
Yeah.
going on? Hold on. What's going on in the dating marketplace, especially on dating apps? You got average women who can get sexual access to really attractive men.
Well, the dating app statistics and numbers are always going to be inflated. You got to realize women run the dating market, period. They choose who gets to, right? So if you get to sit back on a dating app and slide left and right all day, and the dynamic is still the same, we're chasing them, right? It's always going to be them overwhelmingly being, if you examine the numbers, it's always going to represent them not liking the majority of dudes, essentially.
They'll never get commitment, but they'll spend their 20s fucking the attractive dudes, never getting commitment, getting passed around by fuckboys, and then when it's time to settle, when they're in their late 20s or 30s, they're going to feel entitled to a certain caliber of guy that'll never give them commitment. They're going to settle for a guy who's actually in their league. That guy's not going to get good treatment. It's going to be terrible for the relationship, but a lot of women, because it's a global sexual marketplace, you can hop on Instagram, you can hop on a dating app and get... Average chicks can get dick down like 3 times a day if they want to.
Yeah, they
That's
can.
their issue. That's not
You-
like
men are just
men's
more
issue.
sexual.
Yeah.
They don't
Right, but-
actually like.
But here's the thing. So here's the thing. So for a guy, our league is the women that we can sleep with. Y'all league is the men you can get commitment and marriage from. Because as a girl, you can sleep with a guy. It's not immediately clear if you can sleep with a guy, you can always get him in, or with near certainty, get him into a relationship. But as a guy, if I can sleep with a girl, there's a very strong chance I can get her into a relationship.
That's so
Yeah.
false.
What is the-
That's
That's
so
false?
What's the thing?
Basically,
More often than
80,
not.
Unless she's a-
90% of the men I date, I don't want a relationship with them.
Well,
I'd say
hold on.
modern
There's
women,
strumpets.
it's harder.
There's obviously strumpets that are fine engaging in
average.
casual sex.
The
I don't think that's
the
true.
saying is that
You think
when
women-
women are nice to men, men feel entitled to sex. When men are nice to women, women feel entitled to commitment.
No, I don't feel entitled. I don't want to commit to most of the men I see.
That's an L
It's a
for
fair
you.
statement.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
because
say.
they're really losers. They
So
are
you
the
fuck
L.
losers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I fucked losers.
That's an L.
That's broke. Yeah.
That's an L, bro.
Because I need to get off, man. Sometimes
you
I
said
need
you
a
don't even
man.
get off. You said you don't. You said
have your
sleep with
vibrator.
I always bring my tiny vibrator with me. It's like this big, okay? If he can't get me off, I have my ways. Sometimes you need a good body. You need a good cuddle. What's wrong with that? I separate business with
STDs.
cuddle.
All right. She's defending the hoism. It's all good and it's all dandy. I don't judge. Like I've always said on this channel, we love hoes. But this isn't advice for every woman out there. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, you get STDs from cuddle?
well,
Do you know
not
how many
cuddling.
guys are my cuddle buddies?
But it's not
because
sex.
They want
Then
my...
you're not having sex with
I
them.
mean, you don't want condoms.
But what is your
you don't wear
ideal
condoms
man?
where you have sex?
what?
Condoms.
You think that stops an STD?
Oh, so you're saying I shouldn't have sex when I want to have sex with someone because I want to scratch and itch? Like, that's so like wrong.
Yeah, it's called sexual discipline.
So what do you have sexual discipline? You've never ever had sex with a girl without a condom, or like you're just
Wait,
like.
okay, we're talking about two totally different things
Okay.
here. Okay, so
I just don't understand why you're like thinking what I did is unreasonable. It's like very
You're an
apparent
adult,
to
you can
me.
do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's.
I'm
comparing
actually against like
I'm against
promiscuity.
hookup culture.
I'm not
against promiscuity.
promiscuous. I just want to cuddle
Bruh.
someone. Sometimes I want to fuck someone.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
different. No,
But
you are
how-
promiscuous.
Oh, wait. But how is your
Contradicting
ideal
herself.
man?
Like, baby girl, ain't nobody getting in that bed and cuddling you without doing the nasty, without doing the deed. Like, come on now. You expect me to believe you got multiple cuddles and these dudes getting in the goodies? Come on now.
What is he looks like, or is he just your ideal man, like a sex doll or something? Because I don't
No,
understand.
it's like at different stage of my life. I
Stop
have
the
different
cap.
ideal. For example, with my 5-year relationship, I was with the same guy for 5
Alright,
years.
so if you
Then I
are
go
married-
through a slut phase where that's when I actually did one night stand and I regretted it. And then there are times where I'm like seriously want to
growing
date
as a
someone. It's like
person and you're
people
learning.
change throughout their years and
You're
they want different
growing.
things. So I don't understand what's like.
So
So
if you
if you
ever
regretted
married,
it, then would
yeah.
you say that, like, if you could go back, would you still have one night stands?
I would have, because at that time, if I didn't have one night stand, I wouldn't have known
Okay.
I regret it. You know what I mean?
Here, we'll get to that in a sec. To wrap up on the whole
Wow, she just doubled down on the hoism. I'm not mad at her. You know what? I can actually respect it. Look, I love upfront. I love the transparency. She said, look, if I could go back, redial the clock, I would be a hoe. Those same nights I was out there hoeing, I will go out there and do it again. Respect to the young lady.
pen thing. Here's what I see going on in the dating marketplace. You have, and I've spoken to over 1,000 women on the show. It's not all women, but I don't know if it's a majority or who knows the exact number. But there's enough women who are totally average. They don't want to date average men. That's a problem.
For average
It's-
men, not for them.
No, well, it's also a problem for the women because then they end up getting into relationships with men who will never commit to them.
I will
this like
believe
a
it if a woman
statistic
said
that you-
it.
that you've read
Yeah, where did you read that? What's the source?
I mean,
Or did you say that to
the
you?
dating apps are proof enough. So
Where's
if
the
you
stats?
have, hold
What
on,
dating app?
Listen, I'm
Tinder,
taking the
Tinder,
others.
all these dating apps have released.
She didn't say, I don't believe you. She said, I would believe you if a woman said,
Bruh.
like, wow.
Not all of the dating apps, but they've released data on this. Women swipe no on 90%
that's
of men.
true.
Yo, Chart, dude, thank you for the big gift at 50 subs, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Chart166. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing.
But why do you think women?
It's not 90, it's 95%.
I think what he's meaning.
Oh, okay.
But why do you think
So,
women are unhappy?
hold on.
Maybe women are
Let me
happier this
look
way.
at this.
Because of their choices.
Thank you for
Because
getting
they
this,
have a
Nick.
different
hold on,
view.
hold on, hold on,
Yes.
hold on. Stop.
They have a different view.
Okay, the experiences of men and women on Tinder. Women match with 36% of those they like, while men match with less than 2%. Like and match, like but no match,
Yeah.
pass. So women are super
Yeah.
picky when it comes to looks. Okay, and just in general, they're super picky. And so, if women are
And it's like I said, man, on average, if you ask a semi to, I would say, pretty attractive woman, like if she's attracted to most dudes she encounters on a daily basis, the answer is probably gonna be no. So you telling me you give them the selectivity to sit behind an app and swipe left or right, they're only gonna be. I would say they were gonna be picking less than the top percent.
I'm gonna be real with you. A girl will most likely give a less attractive guy a chance if it's in person.
It's just you're gonna be able to riz their personality. Maybe you had your nice little fit on
Yeah,
that day.
but that's what I'm saying. If you don't got that advantage, all you got is the picture, the up front look.
Yeah, and I was making a point. I mean, Fresh and Fit have said forever. A lot of dudes don't know how to take pictures for real.
Yeah.
They take the weird picture in the bathroom, post it up.
Man, bro. No
Are
filters.
overlooking men that are actually in their league because they think, for example, if you think that you're a 10 and you genuinely believe it, certainly you must be deserving of a man who's a 10. And so what is that going to look like?
A man who she thinks is a 10, who she thinks is a 10. That's important to add.
Yeah.
Yeah. She thinks is a 10, not in the world.
You want to
Most
say
people
all
think
these
it's a
women
10.
they want to date men are more attractive.
Yeah.
I already said I like the men that are not considered attractive. I like the little shorties.
Yeah.
that I,
What she thinks is a 10. Maybe
You're
she
not
likes
that
bro
attractive.
fries. Maybe that's a
No,
10.
But even then, even if she goes out and says like, yeah, I'll give that guy a chance. Let's be honest, like the Chad is still somebody you're attracted to.
Bro,
you walk past that man, even if you're holding your man arm by arm,
You
you're
know-
still gonna double take back. Like, damn, that
But
nigga was looking.
you know, so disingenuous. They say they'll take that man, but if a Chad come your way or Tyrone come your way, you cheating.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that nigga walk in a room or come in your presence, it's not like you just gonna be able. Oh, I like my short little king.
Bro, come on now.
Come on
bro.
now, you folding like a lawn chair.
If someone likes homeless people.
As long as Chad don't come, she gonna maintain
No,
that
no,
thing.
Throws you under the bus immediately.
I'm saying you. So it's like in her eyes. So yeah, if she thinks a 10, she will find someone who she thinks is a 10. That doesn't mean you will think he's a 10.
Well, I think, look, again, the big issue here is that I see going on in the dating marketplace
Yeah.
is average women don't want to date average men.
True.
And then, but here's the problem. If I'm an average guy
Yeah.
and I want to get sexual access to
Yeah.
above average women, I can't.
Exactly, and that sounds like your problem.
No, hold on. I don't object to
Or get your riz up. I think a lot of dudes put too much emphasis. Now, I'm not saying it's not important, but I think a lot of dudes put too much emphasis on getting money when you could work on your conversational skills, your social skills, get your fitness up, like work on that stuff while simultaneously trying to get your bucks up. Y'all be thinking money's the end all be all. You can get the money, and you still not even gonna be able to have the confidence to approach old girl, the riz to really win her over in conversation.
And then y'all gonna leave with y'all wallets, and that's just unattractive
That's
for
the
most
worst
women.
you do, you know what I'm saying?
Then you gonna be there wondering, oh, why I got all this money, but women still ain't going. I'm like, cuz, bro, just enhance, magnify the fact that you're a loser. That's all it did.
Or worse, you'll be one of these losers who resents women because you really have no skills with them and be like, oh, they just want dudes who are tall and who have charm and who have money. Like, yeah, duh.
Like, yeah. And don't you want a girl with charm, nigga?
Like, come on, bro.
to that.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Average women
Yeah.
can get sexual access to above average men.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't.
Well, but here's the thing.
to the real
Here's the
world.
thing. This is
And
what
who's letting them in? Who's
a
letting them
small
have that
proportion.
access?
Well, hold on. Who's more to blame?
Hello?
Like 2% of men or the 50% of women who are engaged in the hookup culture?
They're like more selective. Women are more selective. Sorry, women are more
Right.
selective.
But so I'll grant you that there are hyper promiscuous, super attractive men that sleep with a fuck ton of women. But it's not clear to me if it's a small proportion of men versus, like, let's say, here's the thing also. I would say that almost any woman, if she wants to, has access to hookup culture. Can't say the same thing about men.
That's true.
Most men don't have access to hookup culture because they aren't attractive enough to be able to be sleeping with that many women consistently. Whereas an average girl,
the lot lizards.
hold on, an average girl, lot lizard, okay, an average girl, if she wanted to, could fuck 3 new guys a day.
And what's the problem here?
Yeah, what are you?
Yeah, where's
So
I feel
the problem
let's
is
get to the point.
the problem is you have average women chasing after men that are out of their league.
Yes.
And then they think they're entitled to those men. They'll never get commitment. And then when they finally have to settle down in their late 20s or 30s,
They're jaded from having dealt with that.
Bro, they
upper
hate that
echelon
guy.
of Men, like.
Yeah. They end up hating the guy that they're with.
No, yeah, I was about to say resenting the guy that
Yeah.
they're with for not being that Chad that they dealt with.
And it's the
That they got a
patriarchy.
chance with, really.
Oh God, it's the patriarchy's fault why the Chad just don't lower himself to you. Because he believes too much in the patriarchy. That's why he doesn't like because all he wants is a skinny, attractive girl who's not masculine.
Or said that nigga wants multiple women.
Ooh, yeah, the Chad Tyrone. There's that as well.
They're gonna like have all these experiences with all these men who are more attractive than their partner, and they're gonna think like, I'm settling, but actually they're not. They're actually
I
not.
have 2 points to that. One, why do you think they're unhappy? Maybe they settle and they're happy and they live their 20s, dating hot men, and then in their 30s they can settle with the average men, and that's great for them. Cheer for them. So what's wrong with that? I don't see a problem.
So there's this thing. So can I ask you a question? I want you to think right now. The most attractive guy you've ever dated and been with. Can you think of him?
There's a few.
Okay.
It depends. Like, do you want the European style or like more scrawny, doctor, smart style? It depends.
But
so what?
Can you think of one man in particular who was like leaps and bounds above them all?
No, I can't, because everybody have their pros and cons. That's why you cannot objectively rate a person. Like, someone might be really tall and handsome and strong and have a small dick. Some other guy would be a very fat dick, but it's like kind of short. So it's like you can never ever.
But what's
ever
your
decide.
subjective opinion about the most
Because I
attractive
can't.
man?
Because when you're with them, it's a different feeling. Sometimes it makes you feel calm. Sometimes it makes you feel passion. How can you decide that? That's crazy.
Have you ever been in love before?
I be in love every time I date someone.
I believe you.
Yeah. If there's no more question, I really need to pee.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Okay, go.
I'm so shocked.
Giovanni JD donated $200. Brian's telling the truth. When I was a DJ, I slept with tons of women that were mid, because I was bored, drunk, etc., but only wifed the nines. Shameful behavior, but it applies to all DJ men.
Yo, Giovanni, appreciate it, man. Look, I mean, there's a lot of guys
All
that.
dudes behavior or mindset for real. Like, why would I cuff up a mid, a 3 or 4, even a 5 if I had access to the 8s, 9s, and 10s?
Yeah.
Like on a slow night, I might call one up, but when I'm out and about around town, I got my 9 with me.
Man.
Literally.
Well, I think one of the big things, and I've brought this up in previous shows, is that when it comes to like more casual flings or whatever, a guy will sleep down, whereas like if a girl's inclined to have like a one-night stand.
Hold on, there's those niggas who only I just smash the 9s. We'll date,
There is niggas who think like that.
Yeah.
There is niggas who, and I see the logic, but
it's saying there's the 10 attitude is too much to deal with.
Yeah, the too high maintenance.
I wouldn't even say too high maintenance. It's more of like they see themselves too high maintenance. It's like you could be a well-off nigga, but she gonna think you should be more well-off to maintain her.
Well, I've also heard the claim that it's just like too much to deal with, like the attention that she gets. Like, 10s probably like to pamper themselves, care about the cosmetics.
Or, well, if you're a 10, you most likely got clout. You're most likely Instagram
That
famous.
too,
The
that
attention
too.
that comes with it is wild.
Yeah, so there's some issues that come with. I mean, not issues, just kind of like there's a reality of dealing with a 10. I'd say.
Yeah, you can't be no
Typically
low-key nigga dealing with no
prioritize
9 or
like
10.
going for the most attractive guy she can
Setting
get,
yourself up
whereas
for-
when a man's trying to get
Deal with a woman who got more attention and clout than you, and that's a dangerous spot.
like casual sex, he'll lower his standards for looks. So when it comes to a guy will sleep with a girl that just on looks alone, he will never be in a relationship with her. However, I would argue typically that for a woman, even to have like casual sex, one night stand or whatever, in order to have a one night stand or casual sex with a guy, he typically has to be at least attractive enough for her to be in a relationship with him.
It's also dangerous if you're a woman and you don't understand that men will lower their standards and be disgusting and sleep with people who are less than, because then you feel special because this guy who you perceive as so hot is choosing you and you're like, oh, that's crazy, but you're not special. He's using you.
And you get a lot of heartbreak after.
That man was horny.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, you shouldn't really hurt your feelings looking into it any deeper than that. A lot of y'all girls be looking in a little too deeply, and it's like, nah, nothing was really there. It was just
to rationalize it, be trying to understand it, be trying to put so much critical thought into it when it's just as simple as that man just needed to scratch an itch.
Man.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
When
And
you're
that's
getting
what-
older, you
thinking that
want
he
to
likes
settle
you.
down. You have this vision in your head, like, oh my God, I deserve a man that looks like that.
Well, the idea is
But
that
it's
he makes
not
you feel so
going to
special.
happen.
Eventually,
Yeah.
you're going to meet a normal guy who is in your league. He will not make you feel
Yes,
special.
that-
And now you're like, what?
How many girls you can really say, oh yeah, you're not gonna get that 6 foot, six figure guy that you're looking for? Like, yeah, that's not you. It's not in your cards. It's like either your attractiveness or your past or something, but something has placed you out of that realm. Like, hey, I mean, it do be real. Just like there'll be some niggas who, well, never get a bad bitch. Either they be from they're just not ambitious enough, or they just 5'1" and ugly.
Right. Now, how do you feel about the old adage that says, well, to get one of these 10s, you gotta have a bag. Like, you can't deal with a full 10. You can't deal with it without having a bag.
Bro, what you mean? These women will fuck it without a bag while having a nigga with a bag. So that just goes out the window. It all depends though. She already latched to a bag that one, she's not comfortable being latched onto.
Right.
And then two, like, I'm be real, you can catch a baddie on all you gotta be is in the same club on a good night.
Man, I'm telling you, a mouthpiece does wonders.
What am I missing here? What's going on?
Because you have that version in your head
That's a
that you
trick mentality.
deserve
It's
some
like you
kind
gotta
of.
have
Yeah.
money.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
I feel like it's a lot. Those numbers are the way they are because men are just desirous in general more so than women are. Their sexual desire is up here. Ours is like right here. And so that's why I feel personally, I think that the numbers are that way. So they're just going to settle for whatever they can, they can do the deed with. So.
Well, yeah, women sleep with who they want, and men sleep.
Who they
Who
can.
they can. With who they can. And we all know that to be true. But just like that's true, women choose who, gets sex, and men choose who gets relationships.
And that's why you shouldn't feel bad for them, because they choose who they get played by.
Exactly. You see him get that's actually you see him getting ran through the ringer, done all types of dirty. It's because they chose that.
Yep, secretly.
They chose that.
They may not want to admit it, but that's what they own.
But anyways, man, hope y'all enjoyed the video, picked up some game, hopefully was entertained by it. It's been S.E.T Media. We're going to head out on this one, man. Be back with more for y'all. Go ahead and like the video on the way out. We gone. Peace.